Hello to all of my Capricorns. This is Queen Moon coming to you with your general reading. So you see a lot of cards out here because I've already done a reading, but it didn't pick up the sound, right? It didn't pick up the sound in a previous reading. So I'm going to do a recap because you have an extended video over on the Patreon side if you want to go check that out. So thank you for joining me. I'm going to put on some of my awakening oil here for those of you all if you want to find it on my Etsy store or anything you want to find on my Etsy store. I'm also doing a giveaway for those of you all who like gemstones and crystals. Which gemstones and crystals? You know what? I actually put them up. You'd have to go look at the Libra video since we're in Libra birthday season to see what gemstones and crystals that I'm giving away here. So in case you want a gemstone or crystal yourself to be sent to you. What I picked up on in your previous reading, and I'm gonna pull these cards back up here because what I picked up on your previous reading is that I feel like a Capricorn is going to be reporting a crime. That's what I picked up on. A lot of, and I feel like it's going to be a man that's going to actually report a crime, not necessarily a woman this time, you know, because that whole term women's intuition really needs to go out the window for real because everybody, men and women have intuition. I have personally witnessed men say to their wives in religious settings, I grew up with that type of a person. I can't sit up under their leadership. I've heard men say that to their wives. I can't sit up under that leadership. I know that person. I know that type. So that lets me know that your intuition, a lot of men, intuition is on point, right? It's not that you hating on another man who's in a leadership position. You just know a particular type of man. Okay? So men hands on deck need all hands on deck for real with men. I'm gonna pull some of these cards back so we can go back to your reading again. The fiery ring of resentment is getting ready. You're about to release it. Remember, we just had a solar eclipse. I feel like somebody has been in solitude. Somebody may have been, you could be a man or woman. Remember, in tarot, it's genderless. Somebody has been in prayer mode, and I'm talking about a man has been in prayer mode. So this reading is for men and women, but somebody is now, you know, every decision that you make, you're considering your own inner child, right? You're considering not only your kids, but your own inner child is that you're considering, because I feel like with all this chaos and confusion about, you see all these divorces and stuff happening on social media and, you know, with celebrities and this and that going on, people are not really getting to the root of what the real issue is. Why do people have an incubus spirit? Why? Because incubus spirit, that is a sex demon, and I do have more information on my knowledge channel. You can get to my knowledge channel too by going to my website, queenamunra.com. A lot of people are not getting to the root of an incubus spirit, and usually there's some kind of I gotta be real careful with words I say on YouTube because my videos get flagged, and so you all don't get the notices, the pop-up notice, because usually if there's a incubus or succubus spirit, there's because some kind of unhealthy intimacy attachment to it. Y'all know what I'm saying. The M word. Somebody gonna still ask, what does M word mean? Okay, I can't, like I said, I gotta be real careful with the words. I can say a lot of stuff on Patreon that I cannot say on YouTube, and my videos keep getting flagged. A lot of readers' videos, they say one little word, the next thing you know, they get flagged. But y'all know what an incubus is, right? The reason why a lot of these and women are getting so frustrated, you know, and I'm just going to say in this situation is because men are trying to tell a lot of women in a lot of ways, I recognize a particular type of a spirit. Men, that is your intuition. Please start listening to it. Please start listening to your intuition. And wives, if your husband is trying to tell you, hey, I'm picking up on something seems off. And a lot of times people are like, well, the first thing sometimes some women start thinking is that he's cheating. He's out here cheating. He's doing this and that. But if you have somebody who has a intimacy demon attached to them, right? A lot of times the root of it is that they've experienced some level of abuse themselves, right? This is not giving cheaters a pass at all, right? Something you can really be doing right now because you're witnessing something right next door. Let me pull these cards back so we can go back into your reading. A man is picking up on something. A man is picking up on something, right? Somebody has a son who a Leo did something. So somebody's son wanted to be a part of something. This is another Capricorn, right? Somebody has a son who wanted to be a part of something. They had to go through some kind of initiation process, and this is what you're going to be picking up on, and you're going to be getting to the root of something, Capricorn, because something is connecting with you with something that you had in common with somebody. But Leos rule 5th house, and whoever this Leo is that's a part of an organization did something real cold-blooded to somebody and made them cry, right? Somebody is in hermit mode, picked up on something. Right, so they're not in the same place, geographical place. Like somebody could have been on the West Coast, somebody could have been on the East Coast. But somebody wanted to be a part of it, and part of the initiation was to do something to somebody that's in hermit mode. I need y'all to follow what I'm saying here. Right, but it made this person cry. It put somebody back to when they were 5 years old. It took them all the way back to when they felt left out of something and they had to be humiliated in order to get through a door, right? A lot of people don't realize the hefty price people have to pay just to be a part of their own family, right? So this could be a father who just say, hey, I don't want my son, or this could be a mother say, I don't want my daughter, you know. But if you want to be a part of this family, you got to go through the same initiation process I had to go through just to be a part of this family, right? All right. So what does that look like? Something very unhealthy and very wounded that would make a person sick to their stomach. A Capricorn man is going to be picking up on something, or you could be an Aquarius man. You are going to pick up on something. Somebody has some level of fame attached to them. You are going to pick up on something. This is where I need y'all not to drop the ball. Capricorn, y'all going to be picking up on something. You have some level of fame. You're either an Aquarius, or you're a Virgo, or you're a Capricorn, or you're a Scorpio. Somewhere in your birth chart. It could be, you can have all those zodiac signs in your birth chart. This is a Capricorn reading. And for my ladies out there, this reading is for you as well, because a lot of times people rely on women's intuition, which tips the scale. It imbalances the scale because men have just as strong as intuition as women have. Right? If a man can tell his wife, I cannot sit up under this pastor, preacher, spiritual leader, whomever, because I grew up with that type of man and I can't receive from him, that is your intuition telling you something. That's not you hating on another man. That's basically you like, nah, I can't sit up under that because I recognize that spirit, like game recognized game, that we use a teenager. This right here, something you're recognizing a particular spirit, right? And so there's many ways of bullying people, but something that's happening right next door, you're hearing somebody yelling at somebody almost like they're going to put somebody out. But they talking to somebody like they're a 5-year-old. A man is talking to another man like he's a 5-year-old and he's a grown freaking man. And another man won't step up and say something. That's what I'm picking up on, right? But somebody who is in hermit mode, a light came on for them that somebody is being bullied. Somebody who has some level of fame is being bullied, right? Some level of fame is being bullied. A sex crime is being committed. I said the word. There it is. Okay. Intimacy. Because somebody will be like, what's the S word? What's the M word? Okay. Okay, I just said the word. All right. So the video gets flagged. It just gets flagged. You have enough information at this point. Enough information to do something about it. Because if I hear somebody say women's intuition one more time, like, come on, y'all, for real. Men's intuition is just as strong as women's. For real. It is. It's just as strong. Y'all came from women. Why wouldn't you have intuition? Why wouldn't you have intuition, strong intuition? So you won't be dropping the ball. You won't be dropping the ball. You are having a tower moment. Basically, you're having a total recall of something that was either going on in your house where there was a lot of arguing going on and you couldn't figure out what the root of something was going on, the argument that was going on. And you may be still trying to process, like growing up, okay, how come mom and dad broke up, or how come somebody moved out. Like, it's something you are now something that's starting to click in your brains, men, okay? Something in your brains are starting to click. Why did we move around so much? Why wasn't dad in the house? What the heck happened? Your men's intuition is starting to click in because you're seeing something like deja vu again. Something you're picking up on. And you're blindsided again. Men, please do not drop the ball. It takes a village. It takes a village. I gave a story over on the Patreon side about how, and I'm not going to go through the whole story over here on the YouTube side, about how I walked into, I was picking my son up from preschool, and I witnessed this worker, this employee of the preschool, snatched this little girl by her arm, but she snatched her so hard. You know, I know she did some kind of damage, probably snatched the baby's arm out of socket, right? And how I reported it. But that information is over on the Patreon, so I'm going to leave it out of this video here. It takes a village, and it can't just be women. Men really need to start talking to other young men, not their fathers, other young men. Is everything okay? I'm starting to notice something. Are you all right? Is everything okay? Don't just accept, yeah, okay, well, I'm not trying to overstep a boundary. Overstep a boundary. Start asking questions. If you're picking up on something, I really wish more men would really tap into their intuition. I really do. You know, men, well, I don't have that gift, and I don't, please tap into your, I've talked to enough men to know men be on point about something, like, but don't want to trust their intuition. Don't want to trust their intuition. So I need y'all to start trusting your intuition, man. Please. You got too many people out here that really need you. Some of y'all marriages could be saved because you trust in some stuff, and you're just like, okay, why is my girlfriend or wife or even partner, if you're in a same-sex relationship, why is my partner, not seeing something that I see? But you're not doing it in a judgmental way. You're doing it in a way of like, okay, I got their back, I'm protecting them, just like you would want them to protect you if you didn't see something, okay? So you're picking up on something that's happening right next door to you. Literally right next door. I heard something on, and this is with a celebrity, I won't say which celebrity it was. The family was on social media crying for help, and guess what? They got attacked because people were so busy judging the family that they didn't see that they were crying out for help for a young man in their family. Nobody could even see that. And if for instance, if I would have put something under a video and say, hey, maybe y'all need to start looking at something instead of, I'm sure my comments would have been drowned out, even with the blue check next to my Instagram. Y'all may need to start paying attention to some stuff. Like the tone of this father's voice towards his son, his accusations, all of this stuff he's doing, and nobody's like looking between the lines. Another man who has been through something very similar would pick up on it just like that. He would pick up on it just like that. Something is going on right up under your nose. I don't know what man I'm talking to, but something is going on right up under your nose, and you keep saying something is off, something don't seem right. It's either with your employee, or it's your next door neighbor or something. But men really need to start speaking up, just like you would if it was your wife and you felt like, okay, she was being conned by the local preacher, and you be like, no, I ain't going there because I'm not sitting up under this person. He's like the person I grew up with. I'm not sitting up under that. Same thing. It doesn't have to be your son. It needs to be you, man to man. You need to be saying something. I recognize something. What I picked up on earlier is that whoever this person is, they are transplant, like meaning that they didn't grow up in the same, they may tell you, hey, I moved here from such and such place or whatever. Something about the way that they talk here is inspiring you, alerting you to something. Not just the inflections of their voice, not just an accent, because 3 connects us with, it looks like lips when you turn it to the side with numerology. So something about them is you are inspired by them in some way to live out your dream, to find your star. A lot of people are starting to recognize, and somebody has a detective. Somebody has a detective spirit. This is with this right here. And almost to something like, when you pick up on something, your mind is not afraid to go to the lowest of low. Scorpios are brilliant, like in that, in terms of like, they may sit on something for a minute, and it's like, okay, as soon as they start purging other stuff that's going on in their lives, they start getting to the root or the crux of something, right? And so somebody is starting to ask, somebody is telling you that they moved around a lot. This right here, 10 of Wands here. There's a Taurus involved in something, a Leo involved in something. A Taurus moon could be a Leo moon involved in something, but there's a lot of chaos going on behind the scenes, right? Because we're looking at this. A Virgo could be involved in something. Somebody has a Sagittarius North Node in this. An Aquarius could be significant. Somebody is in the loop about something, because we're talking about 1 and 7 is 8. 8 looks like a loop. So somebody is like almost trying to keep somebody in the loop about something, and you are an energy that people keep trying to keep in the loop about something, because of your, basically, you don't have to be in law enforcement, but you can have like a detective mind, like a person who is almost like, okay, something smells fishy, something seems off, I'm not really sure if I can put my finger on something, but you're gonna be reporting a sex crime. I already said the word, so I'm not worried about the video being flagged. You got enough information, because somebody is a wolf. Somebody is a loner. Don't necessarily look at the skin color, right? They could be black, white, or whatever. It's just that in some communities, some people are like, oh, black people don't do, or they're in human form. Or white people would never do, they're in human form, right? Like, what does a criminal look like? It could look like the person staring in the mirror, right? Just like, and I have to use an example of a church or mosque or temple, just like a man would tell his wife, I can't sit up under that, because I grew up with men like that. I can't receive from somebody like that, because I grew up from somebody like that. This is no attack on any religious organizations, right? Because actually, I mean, just personally, when I was younger, I actually enjoyed going to church. I don't have any stories of somebody doing something, you know, strange or weird to me when I was a kid in church. And I would wish that for everybody, you know, who went to church. So I don't have any childhood horror stories of something that happened to me in church. But some things could be happening to you right up under your nose, right? And you can have a feeling about something and feel like, nah, I don't want to get involved, and I don't want to be, you know, such and such and such and such. But I could tell you all a whole lot of different stories, but I don't want to embarrass anybody on social media. But sometimes people need to pay attention to like what's going on right up under your nose, not just in your own house, but pay attention to what is going up under your own nose. Please start journaling. Don't think something is just too dark to even look at or whatever. Is somehow connected to somebody moving at least 10 times in their lives. Maybe somebody joked about you moving a lot of times in your life, and could have seemed like you're being bullied or teased or judged about how many times you've moved in your life. I feel like somebody could really need your help, though. That's what I feel like. I feel like something is going on right up under your nose, and just to even think about it would make you sick to your stomach. Don't ever let that feeling go, because somebody does have like a detective mind. Somebody sits on stuff, like it almost becomes an obsession with you, almost like, okay, I can't put my finger on something quite, something is not, but you have enough information. You're having a total recall of something, right, from your own childhood. Maybe something happened next door. You know, now you're starting to remember, okay, my childhood friends, like, okay, now that I'm older and I'm seeing things through a different lens, you know, you're having downloads. This is why I talk about journaling so much, and I do have e-journals on my website, right? I put the, you know, the information for my Etsy store. It's on my website, queenammoonra.com. It's time to really start journaling and start asking. You know, what's interesting for you all, Capricorns, is that Source is going to give you an answer lightning fast. It's going to give you an answer lightning fast, because y'all are looking for something in the physical realm. Like y'all are saying, okay, God, show me what I'm not seeing here. Okay, I need you to put it so crystal clear to me that every video that just keeps coming up talking about something, there has to be a connection there. I keep feeling like I'm being blindsided, but I'm just not seeing something. I feel like I got on blindfolds. Your ancestors are really trying to tell you, hey, start paying attention to your intuition. You're getting downloads and dreams. For some of you all, you could feel like, okay, I'm hearing voices about certain things. I feel like my mind is playing tricks on you. No, it is not. No, it is not. You already feel fulfilled. Some of you all have regular 9-to-5 jobs or whatever your schedule is. You're getting your paycheck. Something that's going on. But something is happening right up under your nose. This is where I need you to be like, get into man thinking, however men think, whatever, and start saying, okay, I have intuition. My intuition tells me something is not right. I experienced something where I felt like I was left out as a kid, like I wanted to be involved in something. Maybe your parents split up. Maybe you moved around a whole lot. Maybe you experienced somebody being in hermit mode. Like, maybe you experience all these things where you're now things are starting to come back to you, right? And so you're in detective mode. You're almost like, okay, this Two of Wands here lets me know that somebody split up, right? That somebody split up. You could have a friend that somebody went their separate ways. Something has happened. You could be friends with somebody whose parents went through a divorce. Something happened, but you have the key to something. You have the key to some kind of knowledge. We're not talking about just the key to somebody's house, but you have the key to some kind of knowledge about something that happened when you were younger yourself. And so somebody else in hermit mode is picking up on something. I'm telling y'all, this is for a man. Every decision that you make, you're considering your own inner child. This is where I need y'all to really pour into yourselves. The polarity to Virgo is Pisces. Pisces is the last sign in the zodiac. Virgo is the sixth sign in the zodiac. This is where I need y'all to pay attention to work schedules. Like, be very, very meticulous. Anybody who's out here committing some kind of a crime is probably tuned in to this channel or other people's channel because they want to just meticulously pay attention and see, okay, well, we need to switch some things up. Either somebody works with you or for you, or they live next door to you, but something is happening right up under your nose. And you're picking up on something. This is where I need men not to act like they just, well, I don't really know. I got to see it to believe something. No. Start talking to Source and asking Source, because that's going to be the purest, clearest way you're going to get clear answers about what is it that I'm not seeing. What is it that I'm not seeing here? What am I not seeing? Somebody could have cameras on their door. Somebody could have some kind of hangings outside of their door. Like you know, sometimes people have you know, God bless this house, or, you know, something outside of their door. Not necessarily a doormat, but somebody's being treated like a doormat, right? But they could have some kind of hanging outside of their door, and you can start, you know, like when you're kind of going about your day, and all of a sudden you start noticing something you never noticed before. That is what you need to zoom in on. Okay, why all of a sudden I'm noticing certain things? Why all of a sudden am I starting to notice certain things? Somebody could have dark hair. Their hair could be thick. It could be long. It doesn't matter whether it's in locks, straight, wavy, curly, whatever. But somebody could have been marked as like the devil, like they have demons. The devil card connects us with obsession. It connects us to lust, as we saw in the pink cards. When I pulled out the pink cards before, somebody has an incubus spirit. Somebody has a very lustful spirit. Somebody could literally be behind closed living with the devil, who has a very lustful spirit. If you're dealing with an incubus spirit, they don't care whether it's a man or woman. They just want a feeling, okay? So you're going to be reporting something. There are signs all around you. Heart chakra cleanse. Get a clean heart. Get a clean heart so that you can make some connections. That's right. More money is coming your way soon because somebody is going to get promoted. Some kind of line of work that you do, you're going to get promoted. Source is going to give you some more money because I don't know if the money is coming from somebody that you finally reporting some kind of sex crime because it's happening literally right up under your nose and you're going to get some kind of reward or something is happening, but you're going to be reporting some kind of a sex crime because it's something about what you're starting to notice is something is not normal. Something is not normal. So trust your first mind. Somebody apologizes for hurting you. Right, so crown chakra cleanse. Somebody is getting their karma right now. Somebody wants to keep you boxed in. In other words, they want to control your money. Basically, like if you don't do such and such, I'm going to put you out the house. Somebody heard something, somebody yelling at something, and something is being pulled up at the root. A generational cycle chain and curse is being broken. You have the gift of clairsentience. You pick up on other people's vibrations, their emotions, their mood, and their feelings. Right? Archangel Michael, the dispenser of justice, is with you. Somebody is going to be moving because a Capricorn cracked open a case that people could not figure out, that somebody has been asking for help. Somebody has been asking people for help since somebody was 5 years old. Since somebody was 5 years old. Something is not as deep. That's what people don't want you to think, that something is not as deep as it is, because you won't have to go that far down a rabbit hole. That's why it's somebody's like, oh, it's not that deep, you know, so on and so. Yes, it is. You won't have to go that far because it's sitting right up under your nose. So usually when you talk about going down a rabbit hole, it's like the story of Alice in Wonderland, or where you see on the Matrix with the girl with the the white rabbit, a tattoo, where somebody has to go down this long winding road to find out some information. It's right up under your nose by how somebody is talking to somebody. Somebody yelling at somebody, talking to them like they worse than a dog, like basically making them feel worthless. You want to be a part of this family, you won't have to do such and such, or you can get the F out, that kind of stuff, talking to somebody some kind of way. And somebody's constantly being bullied. There's a man that's going to be asking another man, how come if you have a job, why haven't you moved? Like, what is going on? You such and such age, how come you haven't moved yet? You're not going to be going to the father, you're going to be going to the son, asking, how come you haven't moved? Because there's some kind of truth you've been wanting to know, like, what is going on? And somebody who has I can't say star is necessarily celebrity. Star to me does not mean celebrity. Somebody has some level of star, like meaning that they're on their way to their north node, and somebody is committing some kind of a sex crime in case of something. And I don't care if y'all feel like, okay, well, I don't want to accuse somebody, wrongly accuse somebody of something. Talk to them directly. Talk to them directly. How come you haven't moved? You working, like you trying to be a part of something? Somebody had to go through some kind of initiation process to be a part of something, and it made them feel worthless. It made them feel worthless. And people are not asking questions. People are too busy judging. That person gay, they too quiet, they to themselves, they so-and-so. But what happened? Some kind of a sexual crime happened. A Leo got somebody involved in something. There's three energies involved in something, right? And this right here would be cameras. Cameras are involved in something, right? I don't know what kind of industry somebody's in. It could be the music industry. We're talking about water. It could be sports, music, whatever it is. But somebody had to go through some kind of an initiation process, and it made them feel worthless. It made them feel worthless. And somebody don't want you to think it's as deep as you think it is, but it is that deep because you won't have to go that far down the rabbit hole. If the person is an artist, the major story that's happening online with somebody who's a part of we saw this a couple of years ago, where somebody's bodyguard been talking for years, and people are so focused on, well, how come you didn't do something? You was getting paid, blah, 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 instead of paying attention to the real issue at hand here. It's not all about a paycheck. It's about saying something, speaking. I'm hearing something that's going on behind closed doors. Something don't sound normal. Something smells fishy. Something done seem right. What the heck is? I'm telling y'all, a man is going to be reporting something. A man is going to be reporting something that's going to finally help somebody to move out. And that's how some kind of payment is going to come your way that way. But you're not doing it just for money. You're doing it to help something from your own childhood. It's almost like somebody felt like in their childhood, why didn't I speak up sooner? It's almost like somebody is still in grieving. That's why this card right here. These are the cards that came out for you all. We saw in the previous pink cards, the incubus spirit. Somebody realizes that somebody needs to really come out of this grief mindset and realize that somebody was being sacrificed. Somebody needs to come out of this mindset. I should have done something. I'm so mad I didn't speak up sooner. Come out of that mindset. Do something right now. Somebody's heart is as cold as ice. It's time to speak up. I'm telling y'all, a lot of people are speaking up 20, 30 years later, but some people speak up sooner. Invite help. Somebody's going to be eternally grateful to you that you did. All it takes is for one person to keep this security person on social media. They've been talking for 20, 30 years and been saying the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. But somehow it hits differently. Everybody who's ever worked for an organization know that some organizations, well, a lot of organizations, if you got somebody that's bringing in money, a lot of people are turning their head. They're not saying anything. They're not doing anything. But until they strike the wrong chord, it's usually like, okay, everybody's turning a blind eye to something until money is involved at a higher level. Like, then all of a sudden people are shuffling and moving. Oh, I need to get on it because that's, I'm just going to mind my business. Solitude. Somebody has been in, you could be a man or woman, it doesn't really matter, but somebody has been in prayer mode, praying to God that something will end. And you got all these people sitting around. That's why here we have 811. Somebody is filled with faith. Somebody is really relying on a Capricorn or an Aquarius to speak up. Somebody knows that something horrible has been happening through an initiation process in the music industry. And it's sitting right up under somebody's nose. Somebody is recognizing something. So you must have some level of fame or connection or whoever you are. But now your faith is getting stronger in something. So you could either have kids that, if you're part of an entertainment industry or something, you can say, okay, I have kids that one day may want to be a part of something. I got to stop something. I need to get real focused right now. I need to get off the fence. A fire, a blowtorch needs to be up under somebody's behind to get off the fence and say, I need to take some kind of action because I'm seeing something happening right up under my freaking nose. Third eye chakra cleanse. Because if you don't report something, whoever you are, and the people that are still doing stuff in the entertainment industry, that's how all of a sudden, everybody got a story. Everybody's trying to come forward because somebody was too afraid to speak up. Whether it's sports, entertainment, whatever the case may be. And everybody don't have to go through the same initiation process, but something is happening right up under somebody's nose. Somebody's wondering, how come you still live at home? This person. How come you're not really getting paid? Why are you scraping by? Why don't you have your own car? Why don't you have your own house? How come you don't have your own family? What's going on? At first, somebody may say, well, make a whole lot of money in sports. These athletes, they don't make a whole lot of money unless they sign big contracts, or they don't make a whole lot of money in the music industry because a whole lot of money is not going on. Some people are getting a whole lot of money. They living in mansions, they living in this and that. You got somebody right up under your nose that is in, and I say specifically entertainment because we're talking about water, right? Water is creativity, but some unhealthy sexual practices have happened because somebody had to go through an initiation process. And they had a rebirth, meaning that they may have, before they stepped through a particular door, they weren't one way. But by the time they came out, they was a different way. The grief and the ice on somebody's heart needs to melt. This is where you're inviting help. Everybody's not willing to do anything just to climb a ladder. Everybody's not hating. And I'm going to speak for myself for just a second, right? Prior to me even reading cards and coming on social media, I won't even say exactly. I mean, y'all know, if you've been following me on Instagram, you already know what agency I used to work for. So that's not a big secret. But connecting to that was military service. But connected to that was service outside of the military, and something else that I used to do that quite a few people know me for, right? Still service to my country. And so I'll just say I've met a whole lot of people that's connected to a whole lot of like the different industries and stuff like that, and you hear stories and stuff like that, right? And you now realize that a lot of these people weren't lying, because a lot of stuff is now on the World Wide Web. It's out there, made public, and everybody's like, oh my God, I had no idea. People just throwing their kids into particular industries thinking that, well, if I'm here, I can see everything, I witness everything. Stuff be going on under people's noses, right in their faces, and people still don't know what's going on. But in this case right here, somebody has been in solitude praying and asking God, please open the eyes of these people and stop letting stuff keep happening over and over and over again. Especially now that you see that people are getting their kids, in particular, they call them, I guess, Nepo babies or whatever, like nepotism. But something is happening right up under somebody's nose. So I don't know if you're in law enforcement or whatever the case may be, but somebody definitely has a detective mind. It's like something smells fishy, something seems off, something seems very dark about an energy. And somebody, if they can't get help, somebody has been praying for years. Somebody has been praying for years. Like maybe since somebody's been, since somebody's been 9 years old, somebody has been praying for their kids or their child or whatever, like somebody please help. And the beautiful thing about the World Wide Web is that the World Wide Web can put stuff on a broader scale, right? Versus back in the day where you just have to just kind of sort of word of mouth. Y'all will hear about the story that I shared with you all on the Patreon side about me walking into my son's school and seeing this teacher snatch this little girl by her arm. And, y'all will hear that story over there on the Patreon side. But it takes a village, men and women. And I got to keep going back to the religious sector, because a lot of men are like, I'm not going and sitting up under another man and I'm picking up something on his spirit. It doesn't sit well with me. And I would prefer if my wife didn't go there either. But, the wife may be like, oh no, you just, well, I'll just go for both of us. It just seems entertaining. But the husband is like, nah, I'm not going. I'm not going because I'm picking up on a particular spirit. There's no counseling that's going to help the husband, feel better about a situation, because his intuition too strong. Your new home awaits. Somebody about to get paid because they're not sitting silently and quietly anymore. I'm telling y'all can report something, whether you're an Aquarius or a Scorpio or a Virgo. Somebody is about to start, or it could be a group of people that's about to report something that's been happening. Somebody had to go through an initiation process. They are not the same what they were when they came out of that situation. Okay, but yeah, what my mind is being pulled towards is that big story that just really came out about a label head. And how people are now calling a particular Virgo a gold digger, and that's all they wanted was money and blah 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 blah. But somebody is starting to realize, is like people who have a lot of money and access to things, they almost give off an energy of being untouchable. And I'm not talking about any person in particular. This is just in general. You could be working in the government, could be working in textile industry or whatever. It just so happened that the death card came out here, and all of these people are talking about the same thing, whether you work for the government, whether you work for law enforcement, whether you talk about some people with all this money, nobody knows what goes on behind closed doors and all of this. But something about whoever you are, It's gonna be a group of people: a Virgo, an Aquarius, a Capricorn. Because somebody is starting to notice somebody moves around a lot, right? And it's like, why are they moving around so much? And there's an obsession with ending somebody, because ending somebody that's connected to them. Because somebody is starting to get angry and frustrated because this person got all the information that they need and they're reporting something. And so now on the World Wide Web, that people are starting to report stuff on the World Wide Web, people are focusing more on their paycheck. How come they losing a job? Because now this person finally spoke up. No, it's because the World Wide Web, and you can reach a broader audience on the World Wide Web when people start speaking up on social media. But a lot of people have been sitting back, collecting a paycheck, and not speaking up, and something is happening right up under somebody's nose where somebody feels worthless. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, when, not if, when something comes out, and everybody that sat there and knew something was going on right up under their nose, like I said, there's a Taurus involved in something as well. When something comes out of whoever this energy is who keeps getting bullied, when it comes out who they're related to, who their family is, and who they're related to. Y'all got to remember, a lot of people either don't know who they're related to, or they don't want to name drop with who they're related to. I'm going to tell you, every single person that's set up under that and knew something was going on, and all they wanted to do is turn their head because they was looking for a paycheck, is going to be held accountable. Every single one of them. Everybody keep talking about, well, they didn't know this, and how come somebody didn't speak up sooner? Y'all see it's on social media right now. People come up after the fact for various reasons. Some people don't want to be sacrificed themselves, and so it's the fear of that. I don't want something to happen to me or my loved ones or family or whatever the case may be. With too many rumblings of conversations been going on. Somebody is not the same as they were when they went into a situation, and now something is happening worse. They're still being sacrificed. So you're about to start a whole new beginning, because the devil is shining light on a whole bunch of stuff. First is making people look at their own possible abuse, or what they witness in their own family. But they also see a transformation of somebody. Say somebody has witnessed a transformation of somebody else. And you getting real clear-headed right now. Everybody always want to talk about, well, I want to raise, I want to increase, and I want to. If that's your motivation is more money, so what? Let it be your motivation. But at least open your mouth. Add some kind of clarity to something. Whoever you are, add some kind of clarity to something. Everybody don't have to go through a particular initiation process. Everybody's not willing to go to, do anything to be a star. Okay? Everybody's not willing to just do anything. And those are the ones people, they failed, and it wasn't that bad. It is that bad for some people. They have been humiliated since they were younger and continue going through humiliation. And so something is happening here where people are like, we're real close to something. You are physically close to seeing something. Like Source has something like you can hear. Either this person works for you, or this person lives next door to you, but it's something is going on right up under somebody's nose, and somebody has been praying, please, somebody freaking wake up. Something about you about to get a new job too. Somebody's not only going to be moving, but they're going to be getting a new job, like a new security job or some kind of like some kind of security job, because your intuition is like somebody's intuition is on point. I'm telling you, but they just don't know how to say it. This is how you say it. So show me in a way that I would understand. Like show me in a way that's so crystal clear to me that I had an idea that something was going on, but I didn't know exactly what it was. And I'm talking about if they got to like almost smack you in your face. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you're driving down the road and you see a blimp with some words on it, or a commercial come up. Source keeps showing me in a way that is no mistake as to I thought something. I wasn't really sure. Please show me in a way. That's how I ask Source. I don't know about y'all, but that's how I ask Source. I could be driving down the road and I'm like, okay, I keep having the same dream about something and I can't really piece this together. Help me to understand in a way that I would understand. So it's just like, okay, as you walking down your hallway, you know, I'm gonna show you the labels on people's doors, right? Basically, people are like, you know, God bless this house, so on and so forth. They like trying to keep certain entities out. Like, for instance, in the story of, you know, in the story of, the door markings, right? Where you had some people who were disguised as angels. We're talking about the story of like Sodom and Gomorrah, right? And so some people were like, okay, they wanted to mark their doors with just like basically pass over, like pass by my door, like just pass over the door, right? Like, I don't have certain things in here, like please just pass my, you know, pass my door by, right? The angel of death would then pass over anyone's home marked sparing the firstborn male on the inside. That's what I'm picking up on here. Somebody is dealing with a only child who's a male, and this is what I'm picking up on here, right? And so some people start having a marking on their doors, like a religious, so it's like Passover, like basically there's nothing here for you, there's nothing here for you, pass my door by, there's nothing here for you. So they have a symbol of like, okay, you know, we don't want the devil in this house. We don't want people who have some kind of lustful spirit in this house. We don't want that demonic energy in this house, right? Of people coming to this door, trying to knock on the door. We want this person. We want to come in and we want this person out of the house. Somebody went into somewhere and came out transformed totally. They're not the same. And so they came out with a grieving heart. Their heart is like ice. Because they like, okay, how come somebody let me go through this because they thought I was gay? Like basically like a male is basically like, how can people stand around realizing that I was going to go through this process and nobody stopped it, right? Somebody was sacrificed and everybody's standing around watching it. But I'm going to tell y'all this as clear as I'm sitting here reading these cards. When something comes out and every single person that was attached to it, every single person that was attached to it, because somebody already heard in somebody's voice they didn't seem the same. Somebody already saw this. Somebody already has a sixth sense that, okay, something is not right with this person. Something is off about them. It's like they're trying to maintain. They're trying to maintain some sense of making something make sense. So I'm telling y'all, whoever you are, you're going to be reporting a sex crime. You're going to be reporting a sex crime because something is going to be made public again. Something is going to be made public again. But this time, whoever's responsible for what happened behind the closed door, they're going to be the one that's transformed this time. They're going to be the one that's transformed because so much stuff has happened behind a closed door. And like I said, a cold-blooded Leo did something to somebody that transformed their life forever. And trust me when I tell you this, y'all trust God, because I'm not your God. They're going to be held responsible. They are going to be held responsible. Today will be better than I expect. Because too many people made too many sacrifices for somebody to be that cold-blooded and icy heart to sacrifice another human being just so they can be a part of something. And it's 5 people that's involved in something that did something to a Capricorn, just so bullied a Capricorn into something. I'm telling y'all, the justice that's gonna come down. I'm telling y'all, some kind of closure is happening. Somebody getting ready to put on their detective hat because your intuition has been way too strong. Something is happening like in Sodom and Gomorrah, but it's like somebody's like basically like putting something on their door, like pass this door back, and it's happening with a only child male. Something is happening with an only child that's a male. So I don't know who that's for, but please, 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 men and women, it takes a village to raise kids. A village. This is not where you say, I'm not that child's father, I can't overstep. Yes, overstep a boundary. Ask the young man, are you okay? Do you need help? Is it? So that's what I'm saying for you all. You're inviting help because you picked up on something, and other people are starting to pick up on something, except some people are being more vocal than others. You're learning how to trust your intuition. That's the inner voice from source. Yeah, somebody has gone through a rebirth. They went through a very powerful metamorphosis in order for them to be in a particular, to get behind closed doors. But they feel absolutely worthless in what they had to do just to be a part of behind doors. But too many palms are being greased, you know, for people to even speak up and say something. I guarantee you, the person who speaks up and says something, everybody else that sat there mums the word, that's none of my business, and so is going to be held accountable. That's what I have for you. Bye. Okay, let me add this one little piece to your reading here. What we're seeing like on social media is like a lot of people who call nepotism, right? Which, you know, whatever about that. A lot of people are starting to see that a lot of celebrities are, you know, kind of sort of introducing their kids to a particular lifestyle. Like if you really want to be in entertainment, or if you really want to be in sports, or if you really want to be in this industry, government, or whatever, you can come in under my umbrella and I'll show you what really goes on behind the scenes, right? Because some people like think as far as entertainment is concerned, oh, you know, it's all glamour, fun, and games, and so on and so forth, right? I love what this one sports personality said about his sons. He's like, certain things, he knows what goes on behind the curtains, okay? I love the fact that he said that, because he's basically like, I'm not sacrificing my kids. I'm not sacrificing my kids. Because partially what I feel like he was saying, is I know that people are not going to look out for your kids. People will take stuff out on you if you're not around. They'll take it out on your kids. And this is why a village is important, is because it doesn't have to be your child for you to finally speak up about something if you see something wrong. Thank God for that security guard that's been saying the same story for years, been speaking up about something for years. And people, all they can focus on is, how come you were still on the payroll? Why did it take you so long to speak up? The fact that he spoke up, right? Some people can't speak up right away because there's so much money involved. And I'm so glad that sports figure, who is a celebrity, some people who are a celebrity, I don't really buy into celebrity, but use their platform to say, no, that's not going to happen to mine. More people are starting to speak up about other people's kids. And then this is where's the Tower card? That's why the Tower card is happening, because a lot of stuff is starting to tumble down, because a lot more people are starting to speak up about other kids, and something that's happening right up in somebody's nose. And one day they're going to want their kids to be in sports and entertainment, and going to swear, hope, and pray to God that somebody's looking out for their kids, because they can't be there 24/7. They're going to be like, okay, I'm leaving my child in this person's hands, and whether it's an adult child or whatever, but something has been happening to somebody since they were 5 years old. And every time they want to be a part of anything, they go through the same sex humiliation. The same since a kid, and somebody has been praying and crying for help for years. And the danger in reporting stuff is there is no guarantee that something is going to go the way you want it to go in court. There's no guarantee that something is going to happen. You know, people, oh, that's their problem, because it's not hitting the right person. Just like if now people be like, okay, that's white on white crime, that's black on black crime. We need to mind our business. That's a form of spell work. That is a form of spell work. When people say, well, hey, that's not happening in our communities. We don't need to, that's not our business. We're talking about human beings here. We're talking about human beings. So somebody is now going to put an end to something. So I had my own connection with the entertainment industry myself, but certain things I was definitely not willing to do. Absolutely. Definitely. So when I hear stories about, oh, this person's a one-hit wonder, they couldn't make it in a particular industry, that's not always true, y'all. It's I'm telling you, it's not always true. Some people are not willing to do certain things behind closed doors. But you got some parents who are, and I have seen this. Who are such show parents. They want to be in their kids' they want to be in their kids' shoes so bad, because they really, like I said, they want to be on center stage themselves. They will make their kids go through anything to be a part of any industry. And I'm talking about put them through all kinds of ritual process. When somebody has been going through sex rituals since they was a kid. And you got these powerful organizations out here that's like, okay, well, we can shut that person up. We can put an end to that person. But they wouldn't let their kids go through it. Something is going on right up under your nose that you're going to be reporting. Because if you don't report it, I'm telling you, people are going to keep talking and talking and talking. And you're going to be sitting there like, oh, my God, I didn't know that was happening to them. Yes, you did. You sitting right there seeing somebody being sacrificed, cussed out, threatened they're going to be kicked out of something. That is a sacrifice. Somebody has been humiliated since they were a kid. They wanted to be a part of it, humiliated in their own family. Yes, you're sitting right there watching it, right up under your nose. That's the reason why some people are so obsessed. They need to shut that person up. They don't know what they're talking about. If I put up video footages right now to show y'all that I have connection to the entertainment industry, I wouldn't be lying. I can put up pictures, videos, pictures of me standing with people, the whole 9 yards. Something is happening right now up under somebody's nose. Everybody who steps down from something is not a one-hit wonder, they didn't make it in a particular industry, blah, 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 blah. There's no way I could know that somebody had to go behind closed doors and commit certain acts, and I wouldn't speak up about it. I would be an anonymous whistleblower. I swear I would. I would be an anonymous whistleblower. I would say, nah, hey, I need to report something. I'll give you the information. Y'all do what y'all want to do with it. But I'm going to keep reporting and reporting and reporting and reporting until somebody freaking does something about it. But as we're starting to see on social media, until certain people's money is affected, and I'm talking about like the super wealthy, we're not talking about black or white, we're talking about super wealthy, where some other pockets are going to be ruffled, that's when some shining light is on something. But Source is trying to tell you to get in something at a lower level. Get into, we're not talking about religion, but faith filled. Somebody is filled with faith. And so this is where you're saying, these people's arms are too short to box with God. You need to get off the fence, put a fire up under yourself, and start enlightening some people. You can be an anonymous whistleblower if you've seen some stuff. Do it. Some people will put their kids through hell just so they can be there. Well, as long as the family is around, we'll be there. Child start drinking, smoking, doing all kinds of stuff because they've been put through stuff since they were little. And nobody's saying anything. And the person who did speak up and say something, people have been obsessively following them around from place to place to place, getting them kicked out and put out of this place and that place, causing them to lose jobs, anything to sacrifice them so they can finally get them to finally shut up. So somebody's getting ready to open up their mouth. Like I said, the other video is over on the Patreon side, but somebody's getting ready to wake up. You're not gonna, I'm telling y'all, if y'all have kids, nieces and nephews and stuff, y'all not gonna be letting them just be into any industry. Because if you don't know what's going on behind closed doors, trust and believe other people know what's going on behind closed doors, and they not saying anything because they feel like, well, if I had to do this, then what makes this person so special? The video will probably get flagged because this card came out because the person is naked on the card. So my apologies to you all. But I didn't know that card was going to come out. But yeah, another star had to report. Another star had to become so vulnerable to start saying, y'all start paying freaking attention Start paying attention. Something is happening right up under your nose. But this time it's going to hit different because of whose child is being sacrificed. That's what's going to hit different this time. And watch how many people go, oh my God, I didn't know it was that person, so on and so forth. Yes, you did. If you're sitting there listening to somebody getting cussed out and threatened to be put out of their home or whatever the case, yes, you do. You're sitting there watching it right in your face. There's no way in the world an adult needs to be threatened to be kicked out of their home, and people sitting around like, well, I don't want mine, I don't want to get between. You know, that's family. You're a part of the human family. Speak up. Say something. Somebody is going through a situation like, just like in the Bible, Sodom and Gomorrah, where somebody's like, okay, hey, somebody's been basically putting something on their door for years, like, okay, pass this house by. They're not available. They are not available. Something about the military I'm hearing about, like, also, and I'm going to go ahead and close this video out. Also, something about the military not drafting first sons, or, you know, sons that have, like, certain disabilities, like flat feet or something like that. That could be significant to somebody. Or somebody who's like an only son. The military wouldn't draft them back in the day. Y'all heard about the draft. But somebody has always wanted to be a star by any means necessary, even if that means sacrificing their own kids. Personally, because I know as much as I know about the entertainment industry, I can tell y'all some stories and be like, what? Yes, what? Some of the people I see on social media now, and I'm like, okay, they smiling and stuff in the pictures, but no judgment. No judgment. I just send out prayers to people. But somebody, if y'all see how some of these parents will push their kids into just anything, and basically tell them, hey, listen, don't do anything. Who was the artist where their mother said to her daughter before her daughter died? I can't remember which artist it was. The mother was like, listen, come away from all of that. Like, go do something else, but get out of that industry whatsoever, right? Everybody's not going through the same humiliation ceremony, but somebody has been humiliated since they were younger. They wanted to be a part of something, and they've been humiliated their whole life. Every time they want to be a part of something, it's the same old sexual ritual. It's like somebody's just like a dumping ground. And so Source is saying, whoever you are, you're going to finally put an end to something. You're going to finally put an end to something. That is what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.